Hey guys, this is Tyler here, showing you some common issues that you may run into starting your Kubota mower if it won't start. This is the Z122r. It's one of the many models of the 42-inch decks. This one's very basic, almost like a work truck model, if you will, for zero-turn lawnmowers. I'm going to show you some things to check when you're looking at it, looking for an issue to fix with your mower. First things first, you always want to check with any lawnmower is your safety switches. Check off. This one I believe has only 3. If you hear that click noise, that means that thing's functional. A lot of common issues is this thing will get worn out because it's just plastic. It has a spring in it, and that spring sometimes won't work. And you need to check those. There's one in each handle, and there's one in your seat. Those are common issues with it. Another issue to check, make sure your battery has juice and has a good cell. Dude, you can take it to AutoZone and they'll tell you for sure if it's got a good cell or not in it. Things that I've replaced on it that I found out that was bad on it when you would turn it over and it would just click is your starter solenoid. This sucker goes out a lot from what I've heard. And I think it's just a poorly made deal because this thing doesn't have a really great suspension in it, or it's made from people, probably my error of driving too fast on rough terrain. And this little solenoid right here will get damaged. Hey, Bubba. Wow, you are a little lumberjack. Look at you. And that starter solenoid will go out. And how you can test is to jump it. It's not good on the wiring, so don't do this more than a handful of times. Get you some pliers and connect them right there, and the motor will crank open, will crank over. You know your starter solenoid's bad. So that's some things to look into. That part right there is 68 bucks at the Kubota house. I bought the original one. You could buy another off-brand or something off of Amazon or at Napa for probably 20 bucks, but I wanted to use the original stuff because I'm just kind of rather use the right stuff. You know, it has the same mounting holes and whatnot. So that was good. Replaced that, came with all that new hardware on it. Everything was good on it. Replace the fuel filter. Dude, like all this stuff I'm naming off, guys, is like a 5-minute, like they're literally like 5-minute fixes. Like this down here is like probably a 12mm or 1/2-inch bolts on the bottom, comes off. This right here, 2 little clips here on the fuel filter. Take it off. Try to kink it or hold it, guys, because when you do that, gas is going to come out of your carburetor and gas is going to come out of your fuel tank because there's a natural suction going on right here, especially if you got a fuel tank right here. So make sure you hold this sucker up when you change out this fuel filter. Mine had like some dirt deposits and stuff in it, and I went ahead and changed it, and it's working pretty well. Okay, if you're noticing you're starting this thing and it's not working, it's probably your fuel pump or your fuel relay right here that's gone bad as well, so you might look into that. Air filter, dude, as much as people say try to keep it clean, it never stays clean. Let's get you can buy this part at Home Depot for like $15. You just need to know what kind of engine you got. The Kawasaki ones run this little brick style looking one. I just spray mine out with the air hose and replace it about once every 6 months, and it runs good. It's kind of hard to keep it clean because over time this sucker is going to get loose, especially from the heat hitting it, and it's out in the sun. It's going to expand and retract and warp from the heat hitting it because it's plastic, and it just won't shut all the way. Okay, see, I just shut it earlier and it clicked out. So that's something that you need to know. Hey, Bubba, good job. So that's how you do the air filter. It's just all done by hand. If this thing wears out on you, can just get you another ring at Home Depot, and it will work just as good. And just use like a hex head, or a nut driver or something. Tighten it on there, it'll be fine. Okay. This little Pto Switch, it's notorious for going out on these zero-turns, these Kubota ones. You just need to check the switch and make sure it's good. Make sure, get a voltage tester and check the power going to the switch. And if you got power going to the harness that's underneath it, then your switch has gone bad. This will go out at least twice, probably while you own it. I think, knock on wood, I haven't had that issue, but that's what we've seen a lot of people encounter with that, is this. So that's about it as far as things that I've encountered. Another thing that's helped my engine stall out, especially after I just recently got the deck belt and the drive belt done, was I had a lot of dirt buildup in these pulleys. I mean, I got lazy, wasn't taking care of this stuff. Two 12mm bolts, these little flange nuts on here. Take them off, comes out. Clean this really good, because if a lot of dirt and stuff gets built up underneath those pulleys, they'll seize up, they won't move, and it'll cause this thing to stall. And that's what I just dealt with just now. So that one over yonder on the far end, that one pulls, the pulley goes in that direction to the left, so it's going to suck a lot of that grass and dirt and mud and all that stuff on that side. So that's usually the root cause of that, is that one over there. So try to keep your deck and your belt clean. Try not to mow in tall grass, because that's gonna wear the life and put more strain on your belts and your blades, all that good stuff. Just good housekeeping measures. So those are some things to look into when you're looking into this mower, trying to figure out what's wrong with it. If you think your carburetor is nasty and you're having issues starting it and it's turning over but it just won't crank, it's not good to do this a lot of the time, but you can reach over while keeping pressure on that seat switch, pull this little throttle cable right here. If you just pick it up like that and start it, it'll give you a little extra juice, I guess, to start this sucker. I'm having to do that until I get my rebuild kit for my carburetor, and that'll help you start this sucker. So those are just some things that I thought might help you guys diagnose a problem versus spending money at the dealership for some guy that's gonna probably do the same thing and look on YouTube. So y'all have a good day. If y'all need anything, holler. Deuces.